Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we are diving into something that might really resonate with you guys, especially the instructors and staff over at the University of Illinois, Chicago.
Definitely a timely topic.
And by the way, just a little fun fact, did you know they are the largest medical school in the U.S.? Pretty impressive, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. UIC is a huge player in training the next generation of healthcare professionals.
Yeah, absolutely. And a big shout out to Simon Mahayevsky for this topic request. Simon, we are super excited to unpack this for you, so let's get right to it. Today we're talking about a new AI tool. It's called NotebookLM, and it has the potential to seriously shake up the way we teach and learn.
And it's a really critical time for this kind of innovation, especially when you think about UIC's role, not just in Chicago, but nationally, in training future healthcare professionals.
Right. So what's the big deal with NotebookLM? Well, it's a Google project, which is interesting in itself.
Right.
But the thing that really caught my eye was that it was spearheaded by Stephen Johnson. Yeah. Now, for those who might not be familiar with his work, Johnson is a pretty big name in the world of innovation and creativity.
Yeah.
He's written some awesome books about how ideas spread and how technology kind of shapes our world.
It definitely adds a layer of credibility to the project, having someone like Johnson involved. It makes you think, okay, they're not just focusing on the technical side of things.
Exactly.
They're really considering how this tool can actually be used to, foster learning and creativity.
Right. So let's get down to brass tacks. What does this NotebookLM actually do?
Yeah.
Well, one of the most exciting features is its ability to create these audio overviews of complex texts. Imagine you have this super dense academic article or a chapter from a textbook.
Right.
NotebookLM can actually turn it into a podcast-style summary.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a game changer for so many students. I mean, think about the potential for creating a more inclusive learning environment.
Absolutely.
Particularly for students who might struggle with traditional reading, like if you have a student with dyslexia.
Oh, for sure. Imagine them being able to listen to a clear, concise audio summary before they even have to tackle the full article. That's huge.
Yeah. And not just for students with learning differences, right? I mean, think about just the time crunch that so many students are under.
Oh, absolutely.
To be able to listen to a summary while they're commuting or working out, it just opens up so many possibilities.
It's like you're giving them a head start.
Right.
So they can really dive into the material and get the most out of it.
I see this completely changing classroom discussions, too.
Oh, tell me about it.
Students come in already having grasped the key concepts through the audio summaries so they can participate more actively. They can ask deeper questions.
Exactly. And think about the skills it reinforces, reading and listening simultaneously.
Oh, totally.
Strengthens vocabulary, improves pronunciation.
Oh, sure.
Those are fundamental elements for any field, but especially in medicine, where clear communication is, literally life-saving. No doubt about it. But here's where things get really cool. I'm talking next level stuff. NotebookLM has this real-time Q&A feature.
What?
Yeah. Students can literally ask questions about the material, and the AI will generate answers based on what's been uploaded.
That's incredible.
Absolutely. Right.
It's not just about getting quick answers. It's about promoting that active learning. Students aren't just passively absorbing information.
Sure.
They're interacting with the text, asking questions.
Totally.
Challenging assumptions. That's what leads to real understanding,
And it's all grounded in the material you upload, right?
Yeah.
So if an instructor is teaching a specific course,
right,
they can upload the relevant readings.
Yeah.
And the AI's responses are going to be tailored to that content. No generic answers from the internet void.
That's so smart.
Right.
It's not replacing the instructor's expertise. It's actually enhancing it.
Exactly.
Imagine being able to give your students this tool that can answer their questions any time of day or night.
Oh, for sure.
And it frees up your time so you can focus on that more individualized support and guidance.
Okay, so we've talked about summaries and Q&A, but NotebookLM goes even further than that. It can actually help students connect ideas across multiple sources, which is the core of research, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Being able to synthesize information from different papers, articles, studies, it's not an easy skill.
No.
And this tool can actually guide them through that process.
And think about the implications for research at a place like UIC.
Oh, it's huge.
I mean, they're training the future clinicians and scientists who are going to be pushing the boundaries of medical knowledge, right?
Exactly. And this tool can help them develop those critical research skills early on, setting them up for success and potentially groundbreaking discoveries down the line.
It's like giving them a head start on innovation.
Absolutely.
And on top of all that, there are all these other cool features, things like glossaries, study guides, practice questions.
It's like a one-stop shop for academic success.
Right. It's amazing. But, and I think this is a really important point to emphasize, it's not about replacing hard work or, independent thinking.
Exactly.
It's not a magic bullet.
Right. These features are meant to be supplements, not substitutes. Students still need to engage with the material, wrestle with those ideas, come to their own conclusions. This tool just helps them do it more effectively.
It's like giving them a power-up.
Yeah, I like that. A power-up for learning.
Exactly. So let's bring this back to UIC specifically. Imagine how all of these features could completely transform teaching and learning.
Especially in a field as demanding as medicine, right?
Absolutely. I mean, think about it.
The possibilities are endless.
Right.
Instructors could create these engaging pre-class assignments using the audio summaries.
Oh, yeah?
Or have students use a Q&A feature to prepare for more in-depth classroom discussions. It's just a more interactive, dynamic way to learn.
And for students who are writing research papers or dissertations, which is a huge part of many programs at UIC, imagine being able to use NotebookLM to organize notes, connect ideas across different sources, maybe even generate outlines or drafts.
Right. It's all about taking those essential writing and research skills and giving students the tools to master them.
Totally.
And that's a win for everyone involved.
Yeah.
The students, the instructors, and ultimately the field of medicine itself.
Speaking of research skills, there's this concept I wanted to touch on, lateral and vertical reading. NotebookLM seems to be built for optimizing both.
Oh, that's interesting.
Right. Can you explain what those terms mean and how they relate to this tool?
Okay, so lateral reading is all about evaluating information by looking at multiple sources. It's like fact-checking, right? You're not just taking one article at face value.
Yep.
You're comparing information, looking at different perspectives,
Got it.
seeing how credible those sources are. It's essential these days with all the misinformation out there.
Totally agree. And vertical reading is that deep dive, right? You're really analyzing a single source, understanding the nuances and extracting those key insights.
Exactly. And the cool thing is, NotebookLM supports both approaches. It's like having a research assistant and a study buddy all rolled into one.
Oh, I like that.
Right. So its source management features and its ability to connect ideas across documents, that makes lateral reading more efficient.
Right.
And then its interactive conversations and audio summaries, those facilitate the deep, focused vertical reading.
Now, we've talked a lot about the benefits for students, but how might NotebookLM impact the work of instructors and researchers at UIC?
Oh, that's a great question. Imagine being able to quickly generate summaries of key readings for your course.
Oh, yeah.
Or having a tool that can help you identify potential areas of confusion for students
Right.
based on the questions they're asking. That saves you so much time.
Right. Less time grading, more time mentoring and guiding students.
Exactly. And for researchers, think about how long it takes to just go through tons of literature for a project.
That was a nightmare.
It can be. NotebookLM can streamline that, helping researchers find relevant studies, connect ideas across different papers, even identify gaps in existing research.
That would be incredibly helpful, especially in a field like medicine,
Oh, absolutely.
where staying up to date on the latest research is, crucial.
You need every advantage you can get.
Yeah. Right. And it's not just about saving time. It's about making connections that you might have missed otherwise.
Exactly.
Like maybe there's a study buried in some obscure journal
Right.
that's directly relevant to your research.
Point.
Or maybe two seemingly unrelated papers actually have a key concept in common.
Yeah.
NotebookLM can highlight those connections, which could lead to, new insights.
Yeah.
Potentially even breakthroughs, right?
It really could.
It's like having a tireless research assistant who never gets tired of reading.
Exactly. And, as these AI tools evolve, they're only going to get better at finding those connections and making those insights more accessible.
Okay, so we've talked about all these potential benefits for students, instructors, researchers, but let's be realistic. Any new technology comes with challenges and questions.
Of course.
So what are some of the things we should be thinking about as we consider integrating AI into academia?
One thing that comes to mind is, the potential for over-reliance on technology. We don't want students just relying on an AI to tell them what to think.
Right, exactly.
It's important that they develop those critical thinking skills.
Yes.
The ability to evaluate information, to come to their own conclusions.
So it's about finding that balance.
It,
Technology should enhance our abilities, not become something we depend on.
Right. And we also need to be mindful of the digital divide.
Oh, absolutely.
Not everyone has equal access to technology.
For sure.
And we don't want to create a situation where some students are at a disadvantage just because they don't have the latest gadget.
Or the fastest internet connection, yeah.
Exactly. And it's not just about access to the technology itself, it's about digital literacy. Do students have the skills to use these tools effectively?
That's a great point.
Do they understand how to evaluate the information they find online? These are critical skills that we need to be teaching alongside the content itself.
It's about preparing students for a world where technology is constantly changing, right? The tools they're using today might be outdated in a few years, but those foundational skills, critical thinking, problem solving, digital literacy, those will always be valuable.
Absolutely. It's about empowering students to be lifelong learners, adaptable, capable of navigating whatever the future throws at them.
We're talking about preparing them not just for the jobs that exist today, but for jobs that haven't even been invented yet.
Exactly. It's about giving them the tools and the mindset to be adaptable, to be innovative, and ultimately to be leaders in their field.
It's a pretty exciting vision,
Yeah.
and I think UIC is in a great position to make it happen. They've got the faculty, the resources, and that commitment to excellence, all of which will be crucial as we move into this new era of AI in healthcare.
And let's not forget the students themselves. They're coming in already so tech-savvy and eager to use these new tools. They're going to be the ones pushing this innovation forward.
It's a good reminder that technology is just a tool. In the end, it's the human element, the passion, the creativity, the desire to make a difference. That's what will truly transform healthcare, and I think that's something UIC really gets.
I totally agree. This is a really key moment, and institutions like UIC are leading the way. It's inspiring to see how they're embracing these new technologies and using them to empower the next generation of healthcare leaders.
Well, Simon, we hope this deep dive has given you a clearer picture of NotebookLM and how it could revolutionize learning and research, especially at UIC's medical school.
It's been a great discussion, and I think it highlights the amazing possibilities ahead as we continue to explore the intersection of AI and healthcare.
And to everyone listening, make sure you check out those links to NotebookLM and Google Illuminate in the show notes. We're really curious to see how you might use these tools in your own work at UIC.
Yeah, definitely let us know about your experiences. You can reach out to us through the website or social media. We love hearing from our listeners and continuing the conversation.
Until next time, keep exploring and keep diving deep into that amazing world of knowledge and innovation. Thanks for listening.